Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. Welcome to my channel. My name is David and today I'm going to be making a card. Now I saw a video the other day from Jennifer McGuire and she did this technique and I thought that looks like a lot of fun. It was an old video, I think it's 5 years ago, something like that, I can't remember. But I really loved the technique and I need some quick and easy cards and this is it. Haven't tried it yet, so it might be a disaster when I do it. Could well be. But I thought if I'm going to experiment, I might take you with me. So what I'm going to do is switch the cameras and then we'll get into the details. So what I've got here is some pieces of the Tim Holtz watercolor paper, the distress, nice and sturdy paper, love it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my acrylic blocks for stamping some backgrounds. Now you might think, oh that's old. Yeah, could be. For me it's new. I'm gonna use some distress inks for that because they are nice and bright. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm looking at my little box here whether I'm using squeezed lemonade or a different yellow, but no, let's use scattered straw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take picked raspberry and I'm going to start with that here at the top, just dabbing it on. I think that's what you do, like so. Good layer of ink on there. Then I take scattered straw, put that underneath. I'm not worried about blending the seam. I'm just putting the ink on there. And next I'm going to take Salty Ocean, a nice bright blue, and put that on the bottom. Now of course where the blue meets the yellow it will be green. Where the yellow meets the pink it will be orange, I hope. And that will give me a nice rainbow. So that's on there. Let's close these up because I'm gonna spritz with water. Now I'm just taking my water spray and off camera I will just spray that that's soaking wet. You see, like this? It's really dripping. I'm gonna take my watercolor paper, I'm gonna put this on like that and press on that. Really give that good pressure. And I'm doing this on the textured side because I like that side, especially with watercolor. So now I need something heavy. Rolls of tape are always good, right? Quite heavy, okay. So I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to move this out of the way. Leave this weight on, and then I'll do another one. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to start with the pink again. In this case maybe I will try something different. We'll just do a rainbow. So I will take Spice Marmalade, put that here. Then I will take the yellow. Then I need a green, Twisted Citron, nice and bright. I like that. And then Salty Ocean. That's my last color. Gonna spritz that again with water. Have my paper ready. And I will position this right in the middle of my card. There we go. And press it down. Give it some good pressure and put some weight on it again. And then we're going to leave this for approximately 5 minutes. Because then it will really sink into the card. So I will leave it as is and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes now, so let's take these off. And as you can see, it's nicely blended underneath, so I like that. So put these to the side, then I will take it off. Lovely watercolor effect that is. Now there's a bit of a yucky stuff there. How do you call that? Well, it's dark green, but it shouldn't be there. I will just take that off. Just dab that off a bit, so it's not that dark. And I will do the same here with that drip that's on there. And then I will let this dry. Just let that air dry as much as possible. So while we're waiting for that, I might as well do some more. I did this on purpose, by the way, having that straight edge there and coming up. I'll show you in a minute why that is. I will do the same with this one. So I'm going to try a different color combination. I've got cracked pistachio. I think this needs a good re-inking. I will try another green because there's not much coming off. I will try pine needles. That's better. So that's on there. Peacock feathers is my next color. Onto Mermaid Lagoon. And Salty Ocean is the last one. I'm going to spritz this with water again. And position this onto my card front, or card panel, how do you call that? And press it down. As you can see, it's a much more gradient style. So I'll put on my weight again and on to the next. Here, what am I going to do for this one? I think what I want to try is some squeezed lemonade. I'm going to put it on a diagonal because why not? Some twisted citron. Just dab it on there. I think Evergreen Bough is also a nice greenish blue color. So that's that. Gonna spray that with water again. Make it soaking wet. And put it on the card. And put on some weight again. Okay, now off camera I also tried it with the oxides and it works. But I really didn't like the finish. It was too soft, it wasn't bright enough for me. So what I did, I took some distressed glaze, this stuff, and put that over it. And that actually brightened it up a bit, but I still prefer the finish of the, I mean, if you compare these two, yeah, I think these are way more bright than these. But hey, in the end, I will use them. I will use them. But for you, you do you. I wanted to show you the difference. But this is even after the glaze. And without the glaze, they were really muted. Obviously, that's what oxides do. They oxidize with water. So, and now let's get the weight off. I love that. Put these to the side. And this one. I'll give these a thorough clean later on. I just want to get a wiggle on now. I love this. It's very subtle, but it's also very pretty. And this one as well, with the different shades of blue. Just want that droplet to do some work. Come on, you can do it. Okay, put it away, David. Put it away. Right, I'm going to take my heat tool. These are barely dry or nearly dry, but I just want to make sure they're really dry because I'm going to heat emboss on them. And of course we want that to be absolutely dry. Okay, these are now nice and dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing powder, load that up, and really give that, or not my embossing powder, my anti-static powder, and really make sure that powder is on there because I don't want the embossing powder to stick where it shouldn't stick. All done and ready. Then I'm going to get my Misty out. And in my Misty I've got the sticky mat from Misty itself, from my Sweet Petunia. So I'm going to take out my mouse mat, or the stamping mat, peel off the protective backing of that sticky mat, put that right in the corner, and then I'm going to put in the first card I'm going to stamp, put that there, and press that onto my... So I've got this Motivation 1, this set from Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous, and I want to use that, and I'm going to use this one and this one. I'm going to start with this one, and it fits on there just barely, but that's okay. I'm going to pick that up and ink it up using my VersaMark sticky embossing ink. Now I'm definitely using the Misty for this, or any stamping platform you've got you can use, because this is quite structured paper, so I'm going to stamp it several times to make sure I get into all the nooks and crannies, and I'm really giving it some pressure as well. I can already see I've got quite a good impression, but not good enough. I think it's good enough. So I'll take out the mat, and what I do is I take the mat from the paper and not the other way around. So this way it lets go of the paper quite easily. I can put that back. I will get my embossing powder and put it on. Look at that. Perfect impression. Well done. So I'm going to continue like this with my other card fronts. So on these ones I want to have these sentiments. They are from the Bold Sayings from Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz, the Bold Sayings. And I want these on there. So I'm going to ink this up again with the VersaMark. Now this one I want to, again, do an experiment. I'm going to take Twisted Citron and ink up that thank you with Twisted Citron first. So I've got an impression. Might do that again, just to give it a bit more of an impression. Clean that off a bit. And then I'm going to come over that with my VersaMark. But I wanted the Twisted Citron to be under there, because I'm going to heat emboss that with Twisted Citron embossing powder. There we go. There's a good impression on there. Nice and bright green. So all that's left now is melt these powders. So I'm going to heat up my heat tool. And for me it'll be a couple of minutes, and for you it'll be in a flash. See you on the other side. So here I've got my 4 panels. Now I love this one with the Twisted Citron on. Yeah, beautiful. Now these are fantastic as well. Look at that. I love the white embossing on this bright colors, and also on this blue one. I really like them. So these are done. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to trim these down using my deckled edge trimmer. simply because I really like how these edges have bled out and have this grungy look, and I think this deckled edge will help maintain that look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that under there, line it up, just so it's lined up with all the driplets, and trim it down. Do the same on the other side. So I'll line it up on my guard, like so, and trim it off. Look at that. I love that. And then the final bit. There we go. That's that one. Then we will continue with this one. Okay, now these are all trimmed to size. And what I'm going to do, I need these longer bits. So I'm going to take Mermaid, Lagoon and picked raspberry, and I'm going to color this direct to paper. Just simple, going over the paper. Do the same with this one. Like that. And I will just spritz that a bit so it goes into all the nooks and crannies that are on the paper and gives it the same watercolor look as the other paper has. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these onto my black paper. And I'm going to do that using my white Elizabeth Craft Designs tape. I love this stuff because it's really sticky and it really helps with the warping of the paper. Helps me to put it straighter onto the black cardstock. It will really adhere it well. And what I do is I line it up right here at the edge. So I don't want any black here. I do want it all around there. So that one's on there. So on to the next. So I'm going to trim these out again using my deckled edge trimmer and just the same mechanism. So lining up that edge like so and trim. Okay, so all these elements are done now. Now I just need to quickly give these a dry so that they are ready to go on as well. Okay, now let's build some cards. So what I'm going to do with this is a strip that's going to go right behind here. So I'm going to glue that on like this, slightly offset, and trim off the excess right there. So I'm just going to glue up the edge of this one. And just eyeball that I have the same edge as here, just to give it a tiny bit more dimension on the card. And then I'm gonna take my big scissors and gonna trim this off. So I've got my card base here, and what I'm gonna do is this is gonna be a landscape card. I'm going to put this one on, coming from the edge, on the card like that. And I like that negative space. So I'm going to take my glue because I want to have some wiggle time, and also because of the dimension difference in here. I'm just going to put some glue on. And then I will line it up so it's offset to that side and to the bottom. Danskis. Quick and easy. And do the same here. Yes. Now these two are really simple because I'm just going to put some glue behind that black matte layer. I'm not going to make a stripe or anything. I'm just going to adhere this to my card front. Make sure it opens at the right side. Center it. And that one's done. And the same to this one. There we go. So here we have all the different cards I made. The thank you in green. Love this one. I love the deckled edge. I love the grungy style. The sentiment already has that from nature, but I think, yeah, I like this one a lot as well. This one is with a bit softer pink. This is another one similar to this one, and here is the blue one. So yeah, I really love these cards and how they turned out. If you like it too, please give this video a thumbs up and consider to subscribe to my channel, because that would really make my day. Also, if you want to leave a comment, feel free. I always respond, and I really like to hear from you guys as well. So yeah, I hope you liked it. If you did, I hope to see you for the next one. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!